For the past like 3 years on and off, I have been going on this Tiermaker website and ranking all of the Phineas and Ferb songs, which, yes, the Tiermaker has 311 songs on there. And while some of them are kind of like the little short, whatever jingle ones, a lot of them are full length, at least like 45-second songs. But I kind of just like ranking stuff, and I love Phineas and Ferb, and I love the Phineas and Ferb songs. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna start ranking them and see where we end up. And then 3 years later, I have finished ranking them. As you can imagine, it's kind of like splitting hairs when you get down to the difference between like 250 and 251, et cetera, et cetera. So I've tried to group them into ranks the best I can, S, A, B, C, D, and F, to give you a gist of the kind of grade that I give the song or how much I like it. And I tried my best to rank them in order, but obviously, like I said, it's really hard to do so in a meaningful way. And any of these songs can, every day are going to be slightly different ordering. So I got a rank and I'm sticking with it. And I'm going to go and talk about it now. I want to give special attention to songs that are more popular and where they're placed, as well as some of my favorites or some of the ones I really didn't like. And I may talk about a few different ones as we go, but that's how this is going to turn out. So if you want to sit and listen to me talk about Phineas and Ferb songs, then have at it. Continue watching. Once we get to the S rank, I'll talk about each song individually as we go up the ranks and kind of like count down my favorite Phineas and Ferb songs to conclude the list. I thought it'd be a perfect idea, for whatever reason, to release this on the day that the new Phineas and Ferb revival series releases, which is great because that means 3 years of me ranking these and it'll instantly be outdated because there will be at least a new song on that day and obviously from then on. I'll also note that none of the Candace Against the Universe songs are on this. I'll also give an intermission where I'll give some of the Inertia Gaming Nation channel members had some thoughts about their favorite songs that I'll share with you there. There's also a Christmas section and a short section. Anything that was below like 30-ish seconds, I put in this shorts category because a lot of times, it could be just like something at an end card or even like a 2-second jingle. And I kind of ranked those with some, whatever qualifications of how much I like them or how funny they are. I'll go over those in an intermission and the Christmas songs as well. I'll count those down separately. I'm not really a musician, so it may be a little bit tough sometimes to describe things, or I may get things wrong. Just bear with me. It's a Phineas and Ferb tier list. Come on. Let me know in the comments what you think about my placements and what you think is wrong, what you think I got right. And also, if you want me to do more videos like this, heck, I'll rank the Milo Murphy's Law songs. I haven't heard them very many times, or I'll rank the Hamster and Gretel songs, or heck, I'll rank the VeggieTale songs, all the silly songs. I think that would be a great one. I've heard those millions of times in my lifetime, and I'd love to do a ranking of those. All right, where else to start a tier list but the bottom? F tier. These songs are cheeks. These are the songs I actually have like more negative feelings on. And that includes both Waggle Dance and Jump Right to It, which are like, I don't know why. Like the Fireside Girl songs are generally not that great, but like Waggle Dance is just kind of uncomfortable and not good at all. And then Jump Right to It is just like irritating. And Bits of All of Us is just like forgettable and whatever. Those are the only 3 songs, though, that I have negative feelings about. And now we're going into D tier, which is the meh category. These are all the songs that like I don't hate by any means, but they don't really do I don't really care for them that much. They're not bad or anything, but they're just kind of there, they're okay. Fireside Girl song, the Fireside, it's got a funny ending, but it's not really great to listen to. Mobile Mammal and Truck Driving Girl and Ballad of Bad Beard, Ballad of the Black Knight. All those are fine songs. Like I said, these are not like bad songs. They're just ones that, out of all the canon Phineas and Ferb songs, they're definitely near the bottom. Lady's Song is kind of, I don't know. A lot of these also like have like the bones of being good, but they just like the vocals are just like not good or for whatever reason. I mean, like, aren't you a little young or whatever is just kind of eh. Mom Look, that's another one from the musical special that's just kind of I don't know. The lyrics are kind of whatever, so it's fine. Ring of Fury is just kind of eh. It's kind of hard to describe songs that are very eh, as you can tell. I do say I put Tree Related Wish here. That one is comedically is really funny in the moment, like very funny. But it's hard to rank it as a good song with the just the criteria used for this list. But I will note it is very funny that he sings about his tree related wish, and Baljeet gets upset that he gets a full song about wanting to not be a tree, which is very obvious that that's what he wants to wish, but he won't reveal it. I think that was a funny bit. All right, now we're into C tier. C tier, these are the jams. So these songs are good. I like them. A lot of them I like them quite a bit. They just happen to be on a level below B and A. So moving on up. I Love You Mom is on here. That one's a popular one, and Come On Perry, both of those are pretty popular. They're not my kind of style, I guess. They're kind of like ballads, but they're not like, there's definitely some better ballads on this list, personally for me, and those ones are okay. Like I said, I don't hate any of these songs. They just make a lot of good songs, and some of them have to be lower than others. Ready for the Betties ended up on here, which was surprising because I thought I liked that one more than I did. I think it's just kind of bare bones, maybe. I don't know, but it's the same thing with like Hockey Z9 and Football X7. All three of those are kind of just like bare bones, but again, not bad. Okay, this might draw a little heat. Gitchy Gitchy Goo is here in the C tier, and it's not even that like I said, I don't hate this song. It's that I've heard it so many times, and it's designed. The whole premise of it is that it's a like an earworm kind of song that it has meaningless lyrics, very repetitive sound, and it gets stuck in your head. And that's what it does. And so like I obviously it owes there's a lot to the show owes a lot to it being like the one that kind of made the showrunners basically were told to continue to do a song per episode. It's legendary in that regard, and I don't, like I said, I don't hate it. It's just out of all the canon of Phineas and Ferb songs, I find myself being more so irritated to listen to it than some other ones. And like I said, it's not even a negative thing. It's just that I've heard it a lot, and it's repetitive and boppy. It's just not my thing. That's okay. I liked it when I was younger, when it first came out, but I've heard it a lot now, and it's kind of like droned on and on at this point. I'll just leave it at that and not get myself a deeper hole. Okay, Not So Bad a Dad, I feel like has to be a popular one. I like this song. Like I said, all of these, I like them. It's just another one of those ones that's kind of like a ballad that just it's not my favorite kind of genre of song. I think Vanessa's voice actress has a really great voice, but I just don't super prefer that song overall. Found a Brand New's Best Friend from the movie it's good in structure. I just think that Deuce's voice maybe doesn't super fit it. For it to be like great, but it's a good song. J-pop Welcome to Tokyo, that one was hilarious to me as a kid, and I still think it's good. It's just not like super I guess super interesting, which is why I ended up here. Okay, I'm Lindana and I Want to Have Fun. The reason it's down here is just because it is one lyric, and again with like Gitchy Gitchy Goo is a good song, but it's designed to parody like those very repetitive pop songs, and it does that, and it is repetitive, and so there's not much to it, and you really can't rank it higher than this because of that, even though I do like the whole Lindana arc is really like it's such an interesting story thing, and I hope the new season actually, I don't know if they probably addressed it enough, but they could do something more with that. History of Rock is a good song, but I guess because it changes so much throughout that it feels less of a song and more like a bunch of songs mixed together. It doesn't have like any flow. That's maybe the word I would use. So I still like it in context of the show. Candace Party is funny, but it just doesn't like the instrumentation. So it's very low instrumentation, and the vocals are kind of like spoken instead of sung, and so it's okay. I like it. Like I said, a lot of these I like in context because they're funny and they work with the scene in the episode. But I have to be objective when I'm, as much best I can while I'm, I guess, subjective. But I'm ranking these kind of more so out of the context of the in confines of the episode. Goody Two Shoes brother is one. I feel like that was one pretty early that might have been popular with some people. I just think it's Deuce's voice in this one is a little bit much. I think he's been better in some other songs. Okay, now we're in B tier. These are all songs I have positive feelings on, and not only that, these ones are ones that I actually do enjoy enough to like kind of go out of my way and get excited when they come on. If I'm watching an episode and one of these comes on, I'm like, oh yes, I love this song. Obviously, there's 2 tiers above this. So they still ended up in B, but I think very highly of all of these. Big Honkin' Hole in My Heart is hilarious. That one is just like funny, and I've heard it. It's one of the ones that I've remembered throughout the years more than a lot of others. So even after the show went off air and stuff, I still think about that song. That's got to count for something. Triangulation, there you go. I knew we would find a good Fireside Girls song on this one, and Triangulation is great. It's hilarious. They're singing about triangulation. What more could you want? And it's actually, I think it's the instrumentation, all that. It just is nice. It sounds good. So it's funny and it sounds good. And it's proof that the Fireside Girls can make a good song, even if they tend to have had some of the worst ones overall. I wish Sval... I like that song. I wish it was longer, honestly. A lot of Phineas and Ferb songs in general last for like a minute, sometimes even a little bit less than that or a little bit more. And a lot of those ones, it's kind of hard to grade a song that just comes and goes so quickly that you can't even really get a good sense of it as a song in general. That's the kind of pitfall with that one and some others. Giant 3D Scrapbook. This might be the lowest ranked Love Handle song. I can't remember if I skipped over some, but the fact that song is in B just shows you how good like the Love Handle songs are, which of course is actually Bowling for Soup, or at the very least is I believe the lead singer. Phineas, Droids, and Furbots is super nostalgic. I remember when I first started watching Phineas and Ferb, it just came out, and I had just gotten my own TV in my room. I'd never had that before. And I had like a DVR for whatever reason. So I got to record Phineas and Ferb as it came out, like the very first episodes. And I remember just sitting in my room and rewatching Phineas, Droids, and Furbots over and over because it was so funny to me. And I still so much admire the humor in Phineas and Ferb. It just hits me like many other things don't. I love the absurdity of it. And I still, when I see this like thumbnail, I still think of the Phineas when one of the droids is can't sleep. They're like going crazy on coffee and like, that one can't sleep. And then he just keeps checking the alarm and he's like, poor little guy. Like there's something so funny about all the ones going crazy on coffee and then one of them just can't sleep. Like that's the humor that I like. And so great song, classic song. I'm Me is another good one. It is, I think it's got a lot more going for it than Not So Bad a Dad in terms of instrumentation and just being kind of groovy and fun. Foamtown is a bop for sure. The little, whatever you call it, like a modulation on his voice and stuff like that, just like it's a really nice sound. No Momo, we don't talk enough about how I think the Halloween episodes in Phineas and Ferb are mostly really good. And they do have that like very like spooky feeling. There's the instrumentation and all that they use, the instruments they choose, all of that does give like a very like spooky vibe, and I definitely appreciate that. Giant Puppet Show. Okay, this one is a really weird one, but I like weird, and I actually think this song is really good. I like how like strange, atmospheric it is. Like it doesn't sound like any other Phineas and Ferb song. and when you're watching it, it just kind of comes out of nowhere with this like weird, like kind of maybe not abstract, but very avant-garde kind of choice. I like that. I know it came really late into I think it was probably season 4 or something. I like though that like you keep it fresh, do something weird, you know. So I appreciate that song. Actually, I like it. It's not as catchy enough or whatever to go higher than this, but I probably like it a lot more than other people do. Okay. Yodel Odel Obey Me is another one of those songs. It's one of the ones that stuck with me through the years as being hilarious. And it's still hilarious. I do not like country. So the fact that it's this high on the list just shows how funny that scene is and how good the song team is to get me to actually enjoy a country style song this high up. Little Brothers is hilarious. That's one of the jokes from the show that never left. You know, like what is it? If I had 2 nickels, you know, that joke, like that joke, everyone knows that joke. Little Brothers, for me, I laughed so hard I think I almost started crying whenever they started singing the chorus about little brothers. Because they're younger, we're related, and you're boys. Like, just the idea of singing this beautiful song and just saying we're little brothers and listing the literal description of why they're little brothers rather than any sort of like emotional connection. It's just, I mean, that's the Phineas and Ferb humor. And it's just so good. That humor alone had to leave it, like, get it this high alone. Carpe Diem's a fine song. Musical style, I generally am not like the biggest fan of musical numbers. But I do enjoy this song a lot, and that's why it ended up this high. Run Candace Run is one that is really good, but falls victim to just being too repetitive to be ranked higher. But I do think that it's pretty good. It's very catchy. Swinter is really good. If it wasn't so short, it might even be higher. But it's a classic. It's a great song. What You Doin' is a really good song. Talking about musical numbers or whatever, it is actually like a really good song. A lot of there's like one more or so songs that from the musical episode that made it higher than this, but this one was probably one of the best songs on that episode. Running from Love in a Bear Suit as a whole, definitely Phineas and Ferb style humor. Really funny. And I do think that it's actually beyond that, it actually is just a good song in general. Backyard Hodgepodge. I still don't know who the guy is that comes in as himself and sings it. I don't think there's like any other episode I can think of where some like person from the real, I mean, he's like a YouTuber or something? Like, I don't even remember. He just kind of shows up and I'm like, who is this guy? And other than like Bowling for Soup does that at one point, but you get that because they sing the theme song. So it's like I know they always sing the theme song. I don't know who this guy is, but he had a very interesting, like, catchy song. I still don't know who that guy is. Couldn't Kick My Way Right Into Her Heart. You'll notice, yeah, this one gets lower points for it being Deuce's voice, just doesn't fit the song as much, but it is funny, and it obviously the bass song that it's parodying or whatever going off of is really good. Fantastic Frivolous Car Wash is really great. I love that the style just gives off Americana in general, and I really like Phineas's like voice. I don't know what even like decade or genre it would be. The way he like brings his voice up and down, like that fantastic. I'm just realizing, is it the freaking B-52s, like kind of Rock Lobster style, like the fantastic fabulous car wash, like that reminds me of Rock Lobster by B-52, and I'm sure other songs in that genre. But that's brings it up even higher. It's just a good song. Ducky Momo Is My Friend is fantastic and was also one of the moments from the show that was most memorable of how just like funny I found it as a kid. I still think it's great. They Left Me Standing Outside. So there's a lot of these songs that are like at the end of season 4. Like this is like the last one of the last episodes that was supposed to be a backdoor pilot into a new series that never got greenlit. I did not like the other song. Well, obviously, it was in F tier. This song wasn't bad. I listened to it like pretty recently. It was one of the ones that got added to this list more recently, and I thought it was pretty good. Actually, I was kind of surprised by that. Peritronic is so I don't know. There's not much to it, but it's so catchy. We're going to war is hilarious. And gets points for that, and it just barely missed A tier just because it's I think it's carried a lot by its humor, but it does sound really funny, and just like the chipmunk style voices or whatever, it's just, it doesn't sound like anything else in the Phineas and Ferb canon. Okay, A tier, we're in the bangers. So all of these songs, what puts them above B is that they are the best of the best. And S rank is actually reserved for my top favorites. But I would say that basically any of the songs in A tier have the potential on a good day to potentially move up to S tier. I say that to explain that like S and A are songs that are of the same caliber, I feel like. And like, this is the best that Phineas and Ferb has to offer for me personally. So I'm excited to get through and talk about some of my favorites. And then once we get to S tier, I'll rank up my very, very favorites. Summer Belongs to You, another great one. Just everyone I think likes this song in general, and it's great. Okay, Summer, Where Do We Begin? There is so many summer songs in Phineas and Ferb, or like those songs that end the musical episode, or the episode. I think Carpe Diem's another one, but they have these songs that like kind of are like an anthem for summer, an anthem for fun and childhood and all this. This is the best one, I think, of those. I think there's one more that's kind of in that style that will be a little bit higher on this list. But this one is definitely the best of those summer-based songs, and it's great. Busted, of course, has to be on here. It's really, really good, really catchy. I think it probably is the song that maybe most consider the best song, and it would be higher than A if the genre was a little bit more my style. It's actually not my style, but that shows you how good the song is when it can be outside in a genre that I don't generally kind of like, and it's so good it has to be A tier anyway. Like that's quite an accomplishment. It's really good. B song is surprising, but yeah, it's a banger, especially the last note being a B day. Okay, we got back to back Ferb raps, Spa Day and Backyard Beach. Iconic for sure when Ferb starts rapping, especially because of Backyard Beach, like Ferb at that time, that was like, I think episode 2, or it may have been the end of episode 1. I can't even remember, but like Ferb is supposed to never talk, right? And then all of a sudden he starts rapping in this like deep voice. As a kid, that was like the funniest thing ever. And I still think it's great, even if the joke is not as surprising. It's still great, and I think both of these songs are great. Aromatherapy. There's a Platypus Controlling Me is fantastic. I think everyone knows that, and it's honestly one of those songs that like if like Doof singing is both what brings the humor of it up, but also what holds it back from being like tip-top favorite of mine. But like I said, anything in A rank could be S rank on a good day, right? Fantastic song. Very funny too. My teacher is a panda. You Snuck Your Way Right Into My Heart is legendary. It is so good. It mimics the 80s style, like stadium rock style so well. And it is absolutely incredible and a great way to end one of the best Phineas and Ferb episodes. Speaking of that episode, Ain't Got Rhythm is also, I don't need to say anything more about it. I think it's gotten the recognition that it deserves. It's great. Tatooine is one that, from the Star Wars special, that surprised me. how much I liked it. It opens. I think it may open up the. I think this is the first song on that episode, I think. But man, like, just a good song. It just kind of surprised me how good it was. Meatloaf, iconic, such a good song. Talking about Meatloaf, I mean, I don't have anything else to say. It speaks for itself. What might have been is one that I haven't heard a lot of because it's in so late into the seasons that you just don't, it doesn't come around as much. But it surprised me how good this song. It's one of the few Phineas and Ferb songs that takes itself seriously. Like there's not really. I mean, there's definitely some jokes within the song, but overall its kind of goal is less to be like a silly fun song and more so to actually, like, you know, be kind of emotional to a certain degree. And I think they pulled it off pretty well. It's a very good, well-crafted song. Interface is great. I feel like it's definitely got to be an underrated gem for sure. I just like the instrumentation and even like the modulation of the voice. I love that it goes from like the kind of dreamy, wispy female vocals, and then Norm just comes in and kind of like starts, you know, like rap, almost rapping or whatever, talking, like singing really kind of fast in his way of singing. And also the fact that he does his voice is monotone, so like the female robot's vocals being like dreamy and up and down. And then you come in and he does it. It's like a good dynamic. I don't know what else to say, but it like the contrast is great. And then the instrumentation changing from like ethereal to kind of like a more groovy, funky style. A great transition. Great song. Dance Baby is a good song. It used to be maybe even a little bit higher on my list, and it's gone a little bit down just because it's kind of tinge of it being a little like in that annoying category by a little bit, but it's still great and it's still catchy and it's still got a groove and I like it. Weaponry is hilarious. It's another one that's really funny and kind of carried by humor, but the music is great too. And it what's interesting is that it's kind of like this like militaristic, like snare drummy song, but it ends up being so catchy and good. It's kind of hard to describe why it's so good, but it is. It just is. Aglet, I mean, I keep using the word iconic. I will look for a synonym, but it is definitely probably the most legendary song in the show, in my opinion, because it did something that no other song did, which was teach a whole generation of kids a word. And a lot of anybody that you ask, you're like, what is the shape of a shoelace? A lot of them will say aglet. And when you ask how they know that, it's this episode. And most importantly, this song. It's fantastic. Hey Ferb is the best song in the musical special. It's really, really good. And it's probably one of the best musical number style songs in the entire show. Dance of Contrition gets really good points for having a funny German accent, because the funny German accent makes me chuckle a lot. And I think the rest of the song is really catchy and gets across like it captures like the essence of Drusselstein really well. And that's great. Perry's hat. Okay. There's no way anyone probably, when they think of Phineas and Ferb song, thinks of the song Perry's Hat. But I'm telling you, go listen to the song. It is a banger. It is so good. It is, I don't know how to explain it, but it's really good. And it's hilarious that the entire song is just Perry's hat floating in the wind. That's it. There's no other like visuals other than that's happening. It's great. Epic Monster Battle is fantastic. And it's a little bit kind of like a, what do you call it? It's a kind of more of a story than a song in places, but you can't not give it points for being the not music video, but the stuff that's going on when it's playing is great. And the rock vocals and the kind of symphonic rock story is great. And the monster keeps getting up, and they keep having to try to like sing it like in the he's up again. It's just a really funny moment too, and I think the whole song is great. Way of the Platypus being like this Eye of the Tiger parody is really great. It's a really good song. It does its job at parodying that song, and I would go so far as to say it's better, in my opinion. And Probably Not is definitely a song I think not everyone would enjoy, but I love how off the wall it is. Um, and I like it. It's like I said, I like the little weird songs that kind of delve into genres that aren't super normative, I guess. And I find this song really good and interesting, and I like the kind of spokenish vocals and synthy sound. Another Baljeet song, "Give Me a Grade," is really great. Um, it's got a lot of energy, and I love like the intensity of the song. And I love that it keeps getting more and more intense, especially because the whole premise is that he's upset that he didn't get a grade at all, and that he worked hard for like like for no grade at all. It's just a great mix with his character, and I love that the whole intensity comes from that. It makes it even funnier that the intensity is coming from such a silly um place, right? When everybody sings all these rock, like super emotional rock songs and metal songs, and he's over here singing about wanting a grade and to have homework and stuff. Is great. Queen of Mars, another song that I think from earlier that is like really popped off in season 1. I still think it's super catchy and is great, and deservedly is this high. Squirrels in My Pants. There is a lot of songs that just surpass the show in terms of popularity like this. I think this actually went like big on TikTok or something. I'm not on TikTok, but I'm pretty sure it was big for like a trend or something for a while. So like this song has continued to be good. It was one of my favorites as a kid for sure when the show was young. I just thought this was hilarious that they're rapping about a squirrel in her pants, and she actually is dancing because the squirrel's in her pants, and then you just got served. It's just really funny. It has to be high. It's so good. Evil Boys, great song, another classic. The blues rock anthem that it is so good, and the vocals fit perfectly. It's really, like I said, I'm not a musician. It's hard to like differentiate the bad song, or like how to say a good song, bad song, and describe why I like it. It's just good. But like the spelling out part at the middle, the bridge going into like the final end as it gets more and more intense, it's just so good. Be a Squirrel is a great song, but the ending makes this song. Just like the soaring vocals are so good. And I can't get, anytime I think about this song, I can't get that ending out of my head. Great song. A Real Boy, another Norm rap. Which helps because he has that very monotone voice, so it's kind of like the style that fits him best, when he just delivers these lines kind of spoken instead of sung. And this is a great song. I love that it transitions from like the singy beginning and kind of slow beginning, and then he just gets into rapping, and it's great. Let's Spend Half a Day. This one I remember hearing and being like, why do I recognize that voice? And I looked it up, and yep, it's the female lead singer from the B-52s. So if you've ever heard Rome, that's why this sounds like Rome. Her vocals are great, and they fit this song perfectly. And I like the premise of the song being like, instead of like let's spend a day together, it's let's spend half a day together. We'll visit half of the zoo. Like there's such a funny, simple premise for a silly song like this, and it makes it even better. Living in an Ant Society is super catchy, and I think it's really funny that it took me so long to realize they were saying ants in the background, where they're going ants, because the TS at the end is so mitigated, or what do you want to call it? It's like, it's not a big deal. So I just thought they're going and just make it like a vocal sound or whatever. And I realized they're saying ants. But this is a great song. What Do It Do? Very catchy. Both this and Ant Society had spent time in my S rank. I think Let's Spend a Half a Day also. A lot of these ones at the top like visited S rank at one time and barely missed out for the final rankings. But a great song. Great visuals too. Just funny. Okay. These four. So these four have a reason that they're up here. And it's because they're really hard to rank. for various reasons. Today's going to be a great day. It's the theme song. How could you not put that high? Because it's one of the best theme songs of all time. But also, you hear the theme song every time an episode plays. To a certain point, it kind of loses its bite, I guess, to a certain extent. That like some other songs that you hear more rarely do. And so it's just really hard to rank this one among all the other ones. It's a special case. So I stuck it up here at the top of A. It's not going to go into my S rank, but it's very obvious that this is one of the best theme songs of all time. Gotta Make Summer Last is hard to rank because I think the versions of it appear all throughout the episodes, but it's great. And I want to stop using the word iconic because I can't think of other ways to describe that it means a lot to the show and you hear it a lot, and it's one of the first things you think of when you think of Phineas and Ferb is that sound. Quirky Worky song, I mean, come on. It is hard to rank again because it plays so often, but when I think of Phineas and Ferb, I think of the Quirky Worky song. It's insanely good. It fits the vibe of Phineas and Ferb so much, of it always playing when they're making something, and it's like it just makes me happy every time I hear it. Okay, Curtain Call, really fantastic song. It just makes me really sad when I hear it because it literally is the last song for the series. Now we're getting a revival, so there's like a little bit of a different feel. And of course they had the movie and stuff, but I can't listen to this without thinking of the fact that the show's ending, but it also goes back to, it feels like the theme of my childhood ending, if that makes sense, especially like as they, at the very end when it cuts from, because this song kind of goes from like, it's two different songs sandwiched together. And when that kind of upbeat middle ends and you go to like the ending, it just makes me sad to see Phineas go in and his friends go in to have pie and like wave to the audience. Like that makes me sad. I don't like things ending, and I definitely don't like this. And like I said, even if this series is coming back, it still feels, the song in general feels like a goodbye, and it makes me sad. So I can't put it higher, even though it's a really, really good song, because it just makes me too sad listening to it. Okay, intermission time. It's time to talk about the shorts category. These are the songs that are, I believe most of them are like less than 30 seconds. Some of them are literally like a few seconds. They're more of a sound bite. And I will say, this tier list is not super complete with all of these, because I did not see Trees Are Made of Wood, which would have been number one in the shorts category if it was on this list. I mean, come on, that Trees Are Made of Wood would actually might be, if we weren't talking about short versus long songs, that would be probably S rank. It's so incredible, and also factual. It is a factual song. Trees Are Made of Wood. Okay, so we're gonna go through these. The way I ranked them is kind of like mostly by how funny they are, because most of them aren't long enough to be judged as a song. So you have Go Go Phineas, which is not really a song. It says Go Phineas. Go Candace is the version of that. Let me think. Sith Roast, like I said, the jingles. I'm not going to talk about all of these, but here is the list. In the Mall is pretty iconic. I'm trying not to use that word. I used to watch that episode over and over as well. Bangaroo is pretty good. With a Dart. Okay, this is where it gets pretty funny. I used to thought it was so funny when he's like talking about like, I got shot in the butt with a dart. I'll be asleep in like 17 seconds or 7 seconds or something like that. And then he actually falls asleep right at like the time he said he would. It's pretty funny as a kid. Same thing with Red Rubber Boots. The fact that it does the exact same thing of him singing a song and then getting crushed by the house is pretty funny. Carl Incognito, what a Chad. Give Me Your Money Today is actually really funny about him. Just begging for money. Give me your money. It's pretty funny. Rusted, being the alt version of Busted, was a good surprise for that episode. My name is Doof and you'll do what I say. Funny. That's about it. That's the Norm is actually really good. I love that episode. What Ferb TV, And that's it's such a good theme song for a show that doesn't exist. Dr. Coconut. Again, what a Chad. Carl is such a great character. And I love this payoff to Doof's earlier joke about I call him Dr. Coconut. And instead of like it's a long story, I don't want to get into that, or I wish I wouldn't. He says something like I wish I wouldn't know. Sometimes I wish I didn't know things or something like that. This is, I mean, it's a great payoff end of the episode. Hilarious. Perry the Platypus. Future inertia here. I realized I made a mistake. As I said, this tier list has been going on for 3 years, and I think originally my shorts category was a minute or less, and then later on I realized how many songs are like just below a minute. So Perry the Platypus got added to this one. The theme song for Perry got added to the shorts category. It was not supposed to be here, and if I did put it into the full tier list, it would have ended up in A, right below the top of A, right below Quirky Worky song, and the theme song is kind of one of those so iconic and they're used. The sounds are used throughout the whole episodes, a lot of the episodes, so it's like hard to rank them. But I mean, it's a classic, so it'd be top of A. So sorry to Perry the Platypus. I'm very sorry for your your theme getting stuck down here, but there you go. Perry in a Fez, obviously the better version of Perry the Platypus because he's in a fez. I Want Nothing, great joke. Nostrils on the bus. That one's iconic. That one, I'm not going to use iconic anymore. That one's legendary, whatever you want to call it. Just love that one. Oh my gosh, the Paul Bunyan's pancake. I didn't even mention, I skipped over Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated, which is a fantastic jingle. Really hard to rank it, but man, so funny. And then Paul Bunyan's Where Food is Good, but not too good, eh? That's just funny to me. I don't know. Especially the A, that's the Canadian whatever accent. It's just funny. And you cannot beat Brick. Brick is so good. I'm like, this is one of the most memorable parts of the show. Like I said, when I was growing up, from what I remember when I was a kid, I just thought the Brick theme jingle was hilarious, especially with the idea that they're just selling a brick. And even now, I think of it whenever I'm playing Pokemon TCG Pocket, and I'm really hoping that the my opponent doesn't draw any good cards and just ends up like having a bad time. And some people call that bricking, or get it, oh man, I bricked. I didn't get the cards I want, and so I'm screwed. And so I'll just sit there thinking like brick, 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 brick. It's fun. I'll just think that every time, like or even sing it under my breath as kind of like a ritual to try to get their card luck to go down and hope that they actually brick. So I mean, it's the best of the shorts. Christmas, the best time of the year. This is the list of them. I put some of the covers at the bottom just because they're covers of already well-known songs. And these are only the ones I think that appear in the episodes because there are more on the soundtrack. I should know we have most of the Phineas and Ferb songs on our Christmas playlist yearly. But up at the top, what are the top three? The top three are clearly above the others in the fact that they're not only so good, they are like peak Christmas songs in general. They will always be on my Christmas playlist yearly. And Thank You Santa Claus is great. Another rare Jeremy song. But in that Christmas feeling, like Vanessa kills it in this one. Her vocals are perfect for this song, and it feels like a Christmas song. And of course, Christmas is Starting Now. I love this song so much. I play it every year. I will send it to friends and family the moment that October 31st is over at midnight and in November 1st starts, which obviously is Christmas season. Christmas starts the second that October is done, and it lasts for 2 months. It ends at whenever the New Year's ball drops. That's Christmas season, all right? And so I always send that Christmas is Starting Now because Christmas is starting now. And then when we put the ornaments on the tree, I'll play Christmas is Starting Now at the very beginning of Christmas Start. So it's got like a very nostalgic feeling because of how much that song has meant to me and my family as we've done Christmas stuff through the years. It's great. And I wanted to rank the holiday ones separate because it's kind of hard to rank them otherwise because they have a different meaning and context. But that one is so good. What is it? Big Bad Voodoo Daddy or something like that sings it. It's pretty funny, but man, it's such a good song. Like all those top three are competing for other Christmas songs as best Christmas songs, not just best Phineas and Ferb Christmas songs. All right, last part of intermission is going to be some of my friends from the channel that you may recognize and some of their thoughts on their favorite Phineas and Ferb songs. I thought it'd be kind of cool to include their thoughts as well. My brother Z Rocket, he says Aglet. It's the only reason that he knows what it's called. SIMP, Squirrels in My Pants. Summer from the Phineas and Ferb movie. I think that I'm trying to remember which because it's like 3 different summer songs. But that one, Ain't Got Rhythm, Poetic. His top 10 was okay. Number 10, My Nemesis. Number 9, Fabulous. 8, Evil Boys. 7, Truck Driving Girl. That one surprises me because all the other ones on here are like iconic for whatever. And then Truck Driving Girl just out of nowhere is there. Interesting. Number 6, SIMP. Number 5, Busted. Number 4, I Love You Mom. Definitely high for that song. Number 3, City of Love, which I like that song. I think it was a fairly high. I think it was probably like a B for me. But I thought it was interesting that he even like put that on here. It's again like Trucker and Girl. It's kind of one you don't think of when you think of big popular songs. 2, Ain't Got Rhythm, and 1, You Snuck Your Way Right Into My Heart. And then honorable mentions to I'm Lindana and I Want to Have Fun, Gitchy Gitchy Goo, Let's Take a Rocket Ship to Space, and My Undead Mummy and Me. All very classic songs. I will say I agree about Let's Take a Rocket Ship to Space is really great. Some last minute additions here. Sir J Pond said My Nemesis, and another one that I won't spoil because it's my number one on the S rank, my favorite Phineas and Ferb song of all time. Not going to spoil that one early. Edge said Gitchy Gitchy Goo and My Nemesis, another My Nemesis pick there. And Lone Wolf said, I only remember the main theme song. So, therefore, that would mean that I assume his favorite song is the theme song. So that's his pick. And that does it for intermission. Back to you, Past Inertia. S rank. All right. This is the peak. This is the best Phineas and Ferb songs. My favorite Phineas and Ferb songs. And of course, my opinion is fact. So they are the best Phineas and Ferb songs. I am going to now talk about each one individually, and I'm going to count them down, countdown style, right? And we'll see what ends up at the top. I have a playlist linked below for the studio versions of the top 25 songs, even the ones that aren't released on soundtrack, I might add. But I would recommend going on that after the list if you don't want to be spoiled. But you can go listen to the ones you haven't heard or haven't heard in a while and see if I'm right about this being the top 25 best. Number 25. Music Makes Us Better. This is a really interesting circumstance. So this plays at the end, I'm pretty sure, of the Let's Get the Band Back Together episode at the credits. And it's really good there. But it's like, I don't know, 15 seconds or maybe 30 seconds long tops. And so it's not like it's great. It sounds awesome, but it's not a lot of time to be like a song. But here's the thing. There is a channel on YouTube that uploads like studio versions of Phineas and Ferb songs. I don't know how they get them, but they're there. And it's Charter School Girl on YouTube. If you want to look the channel up. Studio quality uploads of any song that's not already like on a soundtrack somewhere on like Spotify or wherever you want to say. Like, anyway, there's a full studio version of the song that's like much longer, and it's fantastic. It's so good. It's this very like deep kind of like minor chord song, and I definitely appreciate that. And it's good. And I brought it down just because it feels kind of weird to judge a song based on a studio version that only got released to YouTube years later and it's not like in the actual episode. I moved this to the top of A because of that kind of technicality of it being a studio version I was judging, but like the stuff in the credits alone is really good anyway. So screw it, it gets the bottom of S at 25. Make sure to check out that full studio version in the playlist link below after the top 25. Number 24. Let's Go Digital is a banger for sure. That's definitely like one you groove to a lot, and I love all of the instruments and digital noises and stuff they use at the beginning. Especially, it kind of has like this very digital, like kind of like I don't know what you call that, chaotic beginning, and then it brings in like the piano or synth or whatever it is. I told you I'm not good at describing music stuff. But whatever happens at the beginning, when it gets to the pre-chorus and then the chorus, I love that it brings in the real instruments and changes the tone of the song and just jams out. Really, really fits the theme. Number 23. What is this thing? Okay, there is just something so unique about the hectic chaos in this song. The vocals and the speed of this song are so good, and it really, really like gives off this frantic feeling, this panicky, frantic, like what is going on with this, and it has so much speed. And when you combine that with the I haven't talked a lot about the scenes that are happening when these songs are singing, because a lot of it is the song itself that I'm grading. But man, the visuals being like in black, all black, and then bringing up like just the eyes and moving around, and then having flashes of light where you see just a little glimpse of machine. It's so good. Especially, like I said, with this song fits that visual perfectly. And it is really, really well crafted. It's probably one of my favorite like visual plus audio moments in the show. It's really, really good. If you haven't heard it in a while, you should give it another listen. Number 22. The Ballad of Klimpaloon is so good. It is one of the best Love Handle songs. I love Klimpaloon in general. And I really think they didn't have, like, there's part of me that's like, Klimpaloon was funny in the episode he shows up in. I think it was the movie where they go across the go around the world in one day. It's like a one episode special or whatever. That, it just appears, like I talk about him and then he just appears and goes, nah, 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 and it's hilarious. It's a great joke. It's so absurdist. It's very Phineas and Ferb. But like they could have ended it there, and instead they had a whole episode dedicated to him. It feels kind of like pandering, I guess is the word I'm looking for. But I don't care. It's great. And I love like how intense and rock themed this song is, and they're singing about old timey bathing suit. The lyrics are really absurdist and funny. And in general, it's just a good song. And I love that. Oh, that's off key. I'm sorry. That's definitely off key. But that part is a great addition to the song. And then the ending of He Stands in Winter has a very epic feel. Number 21. Floor After Floor is a song that was even higher on my list previously. It is one of the songs that's most nostalgic for me personally. I feel like when I was a kid, I used to rewind this part of the episode and just listen to the song over and over. It's really great. It's got two parts to the song. The only thing holding it back, and the reason it's a little bit lower now, is just because of how repetitive the song is. It's got two sections, and it's just the same thing over and over. Floor after floor after floor after floor after floor after floor after floor. And that gets repetitive. So it has to be lower. But man, this, even if it's repetitive, it is really good. And I feel like if it was less repetitive, it might even be higher. But man, and like I said, this song is really nostalgic for me. When I think of this Phineas and Ferb, I think of this song as one of the first songs I think of, even though it's probably not for other people like that. But for me personally, I had to give it a shout out here. Number 20. Fabulous. Such a good song. Again, can't really say much for it because it's so classic. but it's catchy. It's got a great groove, and a great style. It's fabulous. Number 19. My Nemesis. Really hard to state how good this song is, how classic this song is. It's catchy. It's funny. It's memorable. That's all I can say. Number 18. You're Not Ferb. Great song. Again, I feel like I use great over and over, and I keep using iconic over and over, and I wish I had better ways of describing some of this stuff, but I love I love the vocals, the way they go up and down. They like smoothly transition up and down to give this spooky feeling. And in the background vocals, there's like a ooh, wee, ooh, kind of like background whatever thing to make it sound creepy, but it's also catchy. It's great, and I love that the ending starts getting like that drum comes in. Number 17. X-Ray Eyes is carried by its riff. The dun 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 dun. Just that one riff is good enough to carry the whole song. And of course, like the vocals are great. Dan Povenmire's like gravelly voice he does in a lot of songs just fits the rock style. I will never get tired of hearing the song and jamming out for sure. Number 16. Brand New Reality is really great. It's got some of the best visuals in the whole series. And man, I like that this song changes so much as it's going through. I wish it was longer. It's only got like the chorus in there like twice, which that's a common thing for Phineas and Ferb songs. But man, like this is one of those songs that like I think could have been a longer song because it was already so good. Number 15. Burger King Foot Lettuce. You might not think this song would be number 15 on a Phineas and Ferb songs list, but that's what you get. Funhouse is fantastic. It's another one that's like a little too short for its own good. And the lyrics are absurdist and the visuals are great. It just being a funhouse, but I think it was even higher on my list, and it just ended up getting a little bit lower. I'm a big fan of weird vocalizations I love me some Oingo Boingo, and other songs or other bands in the new age genre, just because I enjoy. Or Neon Horse is another example. Is a random band that no one knows about, but I love bands and vocal styles that are just kind of quirky and weird for the sake of it. So this fits right into that, the style of vocalizations. Number 14. Big Brain is so good. Dan's voice, talking about like his gravelly voice mixed with like the background vocals are so good. I'm not going to attempt to sing the background vocals because I will butcher it. But this song is a jam for sure, and it definitely is like a toe tapper. Anytime it comes on, I'm happy to hear it and jam out. Number 13. Don't Look Down is probably the biggest, man, this song needs to be longer situations because it is so catchy. I love that this song has so many interesting percussion instruments that give it a really cool feel that match the kind of like exotic exploration that they're doing. But also I love that the two verses and there's two verses and two choruses, but they're pretty short, but that the chorus brings in more instruments so that when it goes back into the verse, it kind of has this more empty feeling. And then it cuts back into the chorus. It gives good contrast. And also, I can't tell if it's Vanessa or Candace's voice in the background, but that male-female layering they do is like a pairing I don't think I've heard in Phineas and Ferb that actually just works really well. Number 12. Not Knowing Where You're Going is definitely higher on my list than probably others, but it's another one that's very nostalgic, and this one is just so much fun, and I constantly... I even have this in my head occasionally in general, and I'll sing it to my wife or whatever, just because it's stuck in my head. I'm just singing it over my breath or whatever. And we both love this song, so it's got to be high on a personal reason, just because I love this song so much. Number 11, Come On Kids. Oh, I was just talking about how I appreciate weird vocals, and just having fun with the song, and this is a perfect example. The Come On Kids, let's work that gelatin monster. Like, come on. Like, it's so fun to sing. And of course that means it's also fun to listen to. And it's so good. It's happy sounding. It's energetic. Again, the vocals really nail it here. Number 10. Let's Take a Rocket Ship to Space is one that kind of surprised me a little bit, because it's one I had heard many times before. It's one of the earlier episodes in season 1. And listening back to it again, I was surprised at how good this song is. And it's got a very maybe Sinatra era kind of vocals and styling. And there's very few Phineas and Ferb songs that go slow and aren't like upbeat or catchy. Like, they're usually upbeat, catchy, groovy, and there's a few of them that are that escape that, or maybe like rock anthems or something like that, or pop hits. But this song takes itself slow and is very melodic, and I just think that it pulls off that style better than anything else for Phineas and Ferb, and it's so different. The little like string, what do you call it, string solo and the harp that acts as like the bridge to this song that comes near the end or whatever is just great. And I love like the visuals. It's like I think it's the only time in the show they use like real footage for whatever reason, intermixed with like the animation, but it works for this song for whatever reason, and it's great. It's definitely underrated. Number 9, Bouncing Around the World is, I think this is the highest for any Love Handle song. And yeah, it deserves it. It is fantastic. I like this song in general too. The fact it's definitely longer than almost any other Phineas and Ferb song. They give it like a full scene. They give it like, I think it's almost like 2 minutes long. It's got like multiple instances of the chorus, multiple instances of the lyrics. And it's got like 2 different bridges that have key changes. And I just love that this song keeps evolving and doesn't kind of sit still and be repetitive. A lot of Phineas and Ferb songs can end up being kind of repetitive. And I think it's either the songs are short or they're repetitive. There really isn't in between. And I'm not saying that as a negative, because the songs are fantastic. But that would be like the only thing that you could say against a lot of these is just the nature of putting them in these episodes, either squeezing them in or whatever, that ends up being like that. This one's not like that. This one's like a full song, and I love the guitar riff at the beginning that goes throughout the whole thing really carries this song. And I love that that is the heart of the song that drives the energy throughout the whole song, and the key changes in the middle of it are so good. And I'm a big fan of key change and contrast in general, a song, to keep it dynamic, and it does that, and it's fun and upbeat, and it's great. It's definitely deserves to be this high. Number 8. Oh, I said earlier that Don't Look Down was the song that I wish was longer out of all of it. No, it's Rock Climbing Wall. This song is way too short. It is so freaking good. I feel like this is one that kind of has like that Oingo Boingo new wave feel to it with the vocals and the stylings. And oh my gosh, it is so good. This is definitely one that I think most people probably haven't heard. And if you haven't, go look it up. You will be very pleasantly surprised at how good this is for like 30 seconds, and then it's gone. Like, it does not last long enough at all. I mean, the like little bassy, the funky rhythm in this song is so good. That is great. And then they have the vocals come in, and like I said, it's kind of like that, I don't know, like Talking Heads style new wave, where it's like you keep on climbing like that. but and then they do that, which is great, and then the chorus is somehow this like sweeping, incredible, lifting vocals, and it ties it all together, and then it's see if you don't fall, and it goes back into the and you're like, dude, this is the best, like this is incredible, it's like the best Phineas and Ferb song, and like I can't wait for like the next lyric and chorus and bridge, and then it's like it ends. You're like, no, like where did you go? It's like this is too little of a song. It's man, if it probably might even be higher if it had more song to it. But that one song you get, it's great. It's gourmet. It's a snack, not a meal, but it's a gourmet snack. Number 7, Mix and Mingle Machine. This is definitely one that I knew was going to be high. I just think that the it's funny, but also it's so dynamic of the kind of pre-chorus, the chorus being like all the people singing in unison, and then you only have a second to make a first impression. That part where they start doing the jamming on the guitars, like a bam, 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 that transition is super groovy. Definitely makes you bob your head, and super catchy. And then I love that the whatever, like the lyrics in between are the people talking and having silly things to say that all happen to rhyme. And it works out. There's like a lot of really funny bits in the song to carry even more forward. But man, the chorus comes back and is just so catchy. And it makes you want to listen to the song over and over again. And I love I mean, it's gotta be top end Phineas and Ferb joke material whenever the guy's like, I'm being followed by a rooster, and then it's a rooster, and they give it like a nice like second of just the rooster standing there before he randomly just starts speaking. Like you just like see the rooster and like, oh, I guess this rooster that's following him, but we don't expect him to talk, and then perfect timing, he's like, yeah, I'm following him. That's so funny. That's objectively funny. Anyway, this is another personal favorite of mine. It had to be high. Number 6. Fly on the Wall is another one of those songs that I did when I was making this list. That was not on my mind as a song that I would put on here. And I just was listening to every song. And my gosh, I was blown away at how good this song is. The vocals are so sincere, maybe is the word, like not intense, but they're just like, I mean, like they are convicted when they sing in this. But the chorus itself is so good. It holds this song together. Go listen to it if you haven't in a while. The soaring vocals are so good. Number 5. Deep into Your Mind. This has got to be the heaviest song they have in Phineas and Ferb, for sure. And while it's not, it's not in the realm of metal, at least not the kind of metal that I tend to listen to. But it definitely does convey a huge amount of like intensity throughout, and I love the visuals in this are top tier for sure. It really fits the tone for like, going inside and seeing like the darkest parts of your mind, the darkest parts of your personality, the nightmares within you, the stuff that you like, skeletons in your closet, the stuff that you try to hide that's deep inside you and all that. Like all of that gets across really well in this song while also being, the style of Phineas and Ferb and fitting in with the episode. Man, the vocals are great. And I will say the bass guitar on this song is so good. I don't even like when I'm thinking about the song. I just listened to it again not that long ago, and when I think of that song, I can hear it in my head, but I always forget the bass guitar until I listen to it again. And my gosh, it is so groovy. It really underpins the whole song beyond just being kind of intense and what have you. That underpinning like groovy bass really keeps the energy high. That's how I feel. It's so good. Number 4. There's no one I'd rather go nowhere with than you. Surprised me probably more than anything else, just because it is the one of the last episodes. Oh my gosh. So I hadn't heard this song as many times. Obviously, all the ones that are at the tail end of season 4 are the ones I've seen the least. Because when you go back to watch Phineas and Ferb, you usually start at the beginning, and you may not make it all the way through. So blah blah blah. A lot of these later songs, you don't get as much. You don't have as much memory of. Oh my gosh, this song won me over so quickly. It doesn't even feel like a Phineas and Ferb song 100% because it's so sincere, and it actually is like it's almost like an emotional, in a way. It's so, I don't know what you would call it. It's not like relaxing. It's got like a good upbeat feel to it, but man, it is. The vocals are incredible. The electric mixed with acoustic are incredible. This to me, when you talk about Phineas and Ferb having ballads, and like I mentioned earlier, like there were some other ballads that I just didn't think were, whatever, were good but not great. This is the best ballad in all of Phineas and Ferb. It is elite. If you haven't heard it, stop what you're doing and go listen to it. It's so good. It jumped from not being on my radar to the S rank so quickly. It's so good. It would have been higher if not for these next ones being so close personal favorites of mine for various reasons. And this is definitely one of the songs that has potential to could be my favorite, honestly, in the future. It's that good. I should note, if you actually listen to the song within the episode, it's like muddled by a lot of the noise of them like writing their last big invention or whatever. But the studio version is on like the soundtrack for Last Day of Summer, and like the soundtrack version, what you need to listen to, because the soundtrack version is incredible. The one of the episode is good, which is a lot harder to hear because of all like the stuff going on. But you can really appreciate the song when it's just isolated. It's so good. Number 3, Aerial Area Rug. This one is a personal favorite. I couldn't not have this at the top because I love the song so much. It makes me happy so much compared to all these other songs. I know a lot of these songs are designed to either be funny or make you happy or whatever, that just kind of have that feeling. This song, above all of those other ones, just makes me happy when I listen to it. It's really nothing more than that. And I love too that this is Lawrence and the kids like bonding, and he's like one of probably, if not my favorite character, definitely up there as one of my favorite characters in the show. For sure. Honestly, he's probably my favorite character. I love Lawrence. And of course, now being a nerdy dad, it's even more so of a relation there. This song is fantastic, and it's a close personal favorite of mine. It just makes me happy every time. Number 2. Okay. Hear me out. Whale Mingo. No comment. It's Whale Mingo. Okay, but for real, this song is so good and funny, but it is so ethereal sounding. I love the vibe of this song, the ethereal, atmospheric space song, like feeling, and the idea that Buford is implying throughout singing that this is a dream that he had. It wasn't actually real. That's what the lyrics are getting at, is that this is a dream. And the song itself feels dreamy. And this whale Mingo comes from another planet. So the song actually feels like very cosmic, very alien, very far and distant. And it kind of just like has this feeling of those distant worlds. And I love that the whale Mingo, the way he describes it, is just this magical, mystical creature of legend that's just like the most beautiful thing you've ever seen, that lives far away on this distant planet or whatever. What do you call it? The vibes are immaculate, as the kids would say. That's kind of how I feel about this song. And of course, on top of the fact, it's hilarious that it's a giant flamingo that is just rotund as ever, and it is rotund as a whale. And Buford's voice, it just fits the tone of the song so much as he's describing it. And of course you've got the sound of the whale Mingo in the background throughout the song. I have to admit that this is definitely a subjective kind of pick, and that this song just like is a personal favorite for various reasons. But I will not take any whale Mingo slander. This song rips, okay? And if it's not in your top 5 at least, then you're just objectively wrong, all right? That's you just are. Number 1. Okay. This song was going to be number 1 no matter what, because it was my favorite song as a kid. It's still my favorite song from Phineas and Ferb as an adult. It doesn't get better than this. It's Alien Heart. I hinted at it a little bit earlier with Lawrence being my favorite character. Alien Heart is so good. He sings this song with so much conviction, and the synth, all the synth noise, like sounds in the background, it's so good. This definitely gets the vibe across that they're going for, of like the very synthy 80s kind of music. I mean, the joke is that like you press like one button and it plays the song for you or whatever. Oh my gosh, it's so good. I can't even really describe how good this song is, but like I said, I just love how he sings this song with so much passion. And the synth is so catchy. It's always groovy. It's always catchy. And yes, I definitely did rewind this scene over and over and over and over as a kid, listening to this with my cousins. It still slaps. It is so good. It is number 1, no questions asked. I think it's actually, I was going to say it feels like it's definitely an underrated song, but I think it's kind of caught on as so underrated that people like have found out that it's not, so that it's not really underrated anymore. I think this is kind of a more common pick to be high, even if it's not one of the bigger songs. But man, you can't, it's so good. And even better, on, like I mentioned earlier, Charter Schoolgirl, the channel on YouTube, uploads studio rips or whatever of songs, and even like guide vocals versions and stuff. Like, I don't know who this person is, but they clearly have like access to like Phineas and Ferb files. Please don't get whoever this is in trouble, because it's a great resource if you want to listen to any Phineas and Ferb songs in studio quality without like the sound effects and without any of the whatever recording stuff that happens in the episode. Just the straight, clean, high quality studio versions. It's perfect there. This song has its full extended version on that channel, where it doesn't have like the middle part that gets cut out by the Doofenshmirtz scene. That's taken apart. It's not really extended in the way that like it has an extra lyric or chorus, but just the fact that you can listen to the full song without that like intermission thing, it's even better. Go listen to that version. It's so clean. It's so good. It's the best song in all of Phineas and Ferb as of now. We'll see if it gets dethroned by any of the songs in the new seasons, but I doubt it, because this song will forever be the best. So that's my list of the ranking all 311 Phineas and Ferb songs that ended up on this Tiermaker tier list. I hope you enjoyed. If you stayed and listened and watched the entire video of me ranking Phineas and Ferb songs and basically saying nothing about why I like them and trying to justify a meaningless ranking that's splitting hairs about a children's cartoon. Um, Thank you. You're probably just as insane as I am. If anybody has any disagreements or agreements, put them in the comments. And if anybody wants either an updated tier list with the songs from the new season and the movie, or like I said, the other whatever, what is it called, the Danverse whatever shows, Milo Murphy and Hamster and Gretel, I'll rank those, and especially if a VeggieTales silly song, a ranking, I've heard those all the time, so I definitely have a lot to say about ranking those. If you want any of those, let me know. I will get on making those eventually, because I have been busy and don't have a whole lot of time to do stuff, which is why this took so long. And well, bye.